We are back! We are back! We're so back in action! Let's get ready to rumble!
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Wolfpack Wednesdays. It is that time of the week where you guys grab your popcorn, get your drinks, sit back, join us as we discuss 6-scale figures. And boy, do we have a lot going on with Sideshow Con going on this week. So there is a plethora of figures that we've seen. There's just a ton of stuff, and it's kind of overwhelming, but it's really a good thing to be talking about this week. If you haven't noticed, my boys and I are rocking the Wolfpack swag.
Got the merch.
So
got the merch.
You know, we kind of look like twinsies here, but in all honesty, we're just best friends.
And we're the three best friends that anybody could have. We're the three best friends that anyone could have. We're gonna do things all the time together. Just because we're not on a bachelor party doesn't mean that we can't hang out.
We can't hang out.
For the record, that is absolutely brick. I'm just gonna put that out right now.
Okay.
Brick.
Like a little gremlin. Got it.
Yeah, so it's a special day because it's Wolfpack Wednesdays. But guys, I got to give my own plug out there today. It's also my oldest daughter's birthday. She turned 6 years old today. She finished her Up House Lego set that was actually from Brick and his family. So, yeah, I know it's kind of mushy, but I want to give a shout out to my daughter because I can and I want to. So, Margot, 6 years old, love you. Happy birthday and go to bed. So
happy birthday.
Happy birthday. All right, guys. Well, here we are.
Here we are.
All look alike. We all got our swag. Lots of stuff going on.
Oh yeah.
Let's first, while I get this all set up, Brick, what's going on with you? How you doing tonight? What's new?
Oh man, I'm doing great.
Bathing in all those figures.
Yeah, man. Look at that. Look at this. Look at this. Perfect. Loving that.
And you literally just
here
opened a can of worms.
I did, yeah.
That
Darth Vader, man. I'm looking at Anakin, Luke's. I'm looking at freaking like troopers and all types of stuff. Mandalorian. I'm talking to DLO. Man, I don't know. It's rough. It's a rough life.
There's options out there. Just saying.
Yeah.
Every figure that Brick's like, man, I really want this. Dealo's like, you know, I could sell you that. Like,
he's like, I have that brand new
figures
seal.
that are like,
what are you doing?
sitting in the collection and getting ready for new stuff. And he's like, I have.
What
that.
a friend. Doesn't even look at my sales post.
Has he bought any of it? No.
Nope.
Waiting for the friendly discount.
No, it's a discount because you're a friend. $1 off.
$1.50.
$1 off.
Well, good. Yeah, your
bargain.
collection is looking awesome, Brick. It's filling up as the weeks go by, so it's really good to see that.
Filling
really
up too quickly.
Enjoying the hobby, and I like that you're a Lego channel that is really just like it's almost like you're like a Batman. Like you're in reality, you're a Hot Toys guy and a channel, but you're covering your face with that Lego.
Yeah, Lego on Batman, Hot Toys on Bruce Wayne. Just don't know. Is that where you're? I have no idea.
I think it's the other way around. Because Batman is who he truly is. So I think you're truly a Hot Toys collector. But time will tell. DLO, how are you, my friend?
I'm doing good. I want to know what his name change is going to be when he officially becomes a full-on Hot Toys expert.
If it ever happens, it's going to be Brick 6. That easy.
Brick 6?
Boom. That's it. There's nothing else I got.
It kind of blends both, but
because I came in as Brick, and then I add the 6 to it. Why not?
Okay.
If you guys have any cool Hot Toys channel names for Brick, throw it up in the comments. We'd love to hear from you. So
yeah, for sure. Give this man some advice here. He's new. All right.
Also, yes. How are you, DLO?
I'm doing good. I was excited. I came into the chat just peeking and saying hi. And we had 11 people waiting beforehand. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much for the support. You guys really, you outdo it every single week. I see new faces, new names commenting, participating in the chat during our subjects and topics that we're going over. And just like, thank you guys so much. I mean, we're going to give you a great show today. Tons to talk about. I'm just super excited to get this going.
Awesome. And obviously, yeah, we're going to try to give you guys the best show, be entertaining, but also this is the show too where we want you guys to be involved. So, let us know what you're thinking of this sideshow stuff, what about these figures. If you have questions, we want to get you guys involved because that's just how we enjoy this too. Want to give one more thank you to Rob's lovely wife. She has a Facebook page or company called HD Crafts, and she is the one that made these awesome shirts for us. So I'm going to be kind of collabing with her to sell these shirts and maybe some Jedi Knights Watch shirts. So if you guys are interested, I can get you more info in the near future. We're still kind of working out like pricing, and then obviously shipping is going to have to be kind of calculated in there too. So coming soon, but go check out her page. I'm going to put a description. I'm going to put a link in the description after the show so you guys can go find her as well. So thank you, Heather, for making these and for working tirelessly to get us these. So
Can
I
say one more thing?
Go ahead.
I don't know if I'm going to ruin it for you, but it's episode 10, man.
Oh, yeah, it's episode 10.
It is.
We are 10 in. Let's go.
Double digits.
I remember when we started this and we were like, well, if it doesn't work out, we'll just scrap it and not do it. Like, I think we said that on the first episode or something.
We did.
Like,
we said it was a pilot episode.
Right. Yeah. The fact we're still here, obviously, you guys are having some fun and, we're still bringing you some of that news.
Best thing that could have happened. Making this show. Let's go.
Let's go. Let's check in.
Everything happens for a reason.
Heck yeah.
Good old Spotchka. Going to be a great show tonight. Awesome to have you in the chat, my friend. Woo. Doc Bat. Love seeing you guys each and every week. It is an awesome feeling. We have Adric23. Hello. Face here. Welcome to the channel. Tighter FL. Got a lot to discuss. Man, like I said, it's overwhelming with just all the stuff that has been out. Some of it really good, some of it not so much, maybe, depending on who you talk to, but definitely something for everyone out there. Evil Sneaker in the house, one of these up-and-comer YouTubers. Hello there, Wolfpack. Looking forward to the show. Thank you for being here. Good friend Steve. Let's see here. Doc Bat says, I wish Hot Toys released more Batmans. I know people were kind of, the non-Batman fans were like, can we not have any more Batmans this year? So we've gotten a lot, but it's never enough. I get it.
Never enough.
Figman, what is going on? Wolfpack Warrior Wednesday. I like that. That's nice. Got a little ring to it. Very good. Hot Toys Bounty Hunter. Hello and welcome. Love your pick of Cad Bane. Was able to secure Cad Bane pick myself. I know DLO got his. Mine's, I don't know when mine's coming though. It's got it from a local comic book store. So waiting for that to ship, but it's at least coming home. So that's awesome. We got Clutch. Hello there in Kenobi's voice. Hello there. Mike Litteris. Always good to see you, Mike. Thank you for being here. What is up? Daniel. Hello. Thank you for being here again. Evil Sneaker says, oh, damn, the shirts. Ooh. I need. Dude, they're fire. I mean, the red with the logo. It's really cool. Yeah, it's cool. I don't know what else to say.
I made a comment to Graham. I said we look like the fucking Incredibles. These logos and all this here.
Yeah,
they look at us.
The black and the red and all that.
Would you say we're
all going to Magic Kingdom and Disney like right after the show? We're all just gonna like field trip this shit. So,
but you know what? We're embracing it. It's fun.
Hell yeah,
yeah, man!
I dig them. Turning out free merch.
Hello, the Thor. Greetings. How are you? Cool Dad Graham. I try. Let's go. Happy birthday, Collector Joey. Hello. Welcome to the show. Good to see you, my friend. Thank you guys for all the birthday wishes. It was a good day. Cool. So the one thing she wanted to do, and I don't think everybody has this in their area, but she wanted to go to Pizza Ranch, and it's basically a buffet where you can get. They have really good pizza, but then they also have like chicken and mashed potatoes and all that stuff. So all you can eat. Just this is the one thing she wanted to do. I thought we could watch The Flash as a family. And that was kind of the plan, but then obviously when the time comes, I'm the only dude in the house. So then it's like, I'm like, there's a girl, there's Supergirl. We could watch this. No, I want to watch the Santa Claus 3.
What?
That makes sense.
It's your birthday, you can pick, So
Oh,
Santa
man.
Claus 3 in July. So
Santa Claus 3 is not working right now.
yeah. Frank, hello. My good friend Frank, thank you for being here.
So Frank.
Brick 6. He's already thought of the name.
Oh yeah.
1/6 Lego Man.
Okay, I like that. It's good.
AZ Figs bricked up.
Yeah.
Hawk Wars.
Little
what
bricked
is
up in the
going
head
on?
for sure. What's up, Hawk?
We got Hawk in the house. We got Universal Key. Action in the box. Thank you guys for coming in. I love it that it takes us this long to get through the comments because I just love seeing all you guys here. So, Brick on your 6. Ooh,
I kind of like that. Kind of like that.
I like that.
Let's see here. We got Josh Johnson in the house. Just
up,
so
Josh?
you all know, your number one fan is in Brick's living room.
Wow.
Oh boy,
That's
Brick,
scary.
you okay over
That's
Well, thank you.
Oh, come
Hold on, I'll be right back. I gotta go check this out.
Tyria, hello.
Tyria,
Welcome to the
what's up,
channel.
dude?
Thank you for being here. Appreciate it. We got Cylon. You guys are fun to watch. Thank you for making this every week. Thank you guys for
Around,
coming.
bro.
Obviously, without you
Damn,
guys,
one for you.
this doesn't happen. So, boom, right there to you. Let's see here.
Or how did Breda do it?
Yeah.
That was good.
That's the
another
guest
funny
version.
story. I'm kind of getting mushy tonight. I don't know if it's just because it's my daughter's birthday, but this whole Wolfpack thing goes like, we kind of look at this as like, hey, we're family. Like, we do this. We're friends. I've even incorporated it into my kids. Like we do the Wolfpack, and then before
Oh, that's cool.
I have to do the Wolfpack, and I got it, but I got to do like boop, and then she goes boop. It's weird as thing, but
You got to boop it in order for it to
Yeah.
work.
She's like, you didn't do it right. Like, oh my gosh. No, seriously, that's how it goes. So, it's just cool how this whole Wolfpack thing is really just kind of caught on. So it's a lot of fun. We got Jedi 291. Hey guys, happy Wednesday. Great shirts. Thank you. Appreciate that. Again, I'll get you guys more info when I talk to HD Crafts about figuring out pricing and whatnot. So she's definitely looking for work, and it's going to be good. We got Mar. Let's talk Anakin. Dude, we're going to have to probably start with that because it's the one that I think hits us the hardest. I have the most questions, so definitely going to start there. Edwin, hello. Thank you for being here.
A lot of new names. A lot of new
Yeah.
names.
Santa Claus
Crazy.
3 Solo Splash.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, man. And it's the worst one to pick, too, the third one. So
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
It's really not that great.
Hawk says the bourbon on tap. So I actually just topped off the I had some Glenmorangie, so Scotch, but I had just a glass full, and the bottle was gone. So then I do have Long Branch as well, if we get crazy tonight. So
Long branch.
we'll kind of see. But
Oh, it's going to get crazy, Saint. Keep it
Don't
close
get-
by.
don't get crazy.
Midpoint, I might have to get some bourbon too. I don't know.
Conquer Knight. Hey, yo, cool shirts, guys. Wolfpack in the house. Conquer Knight in the house. Thank you for being here. Texas Finest. Good to see you, my friend. What's up, fellas? Love the shirt.
What's up?
Thank you for being
In a
here. as
minute, bro.
well.
Thanks for stopping by.
Yeah. All right. I think we've made it through. If you guys wouldn't mind, hit that like button on your way in, on your way out. Just helps the channel out a lot. Helps tell YouTube that you actually enjoy the content that we are creating, and it gets this out to other people in the community as well so that they can see it. So if you guys have been living under a rock, you might not know what's going on, but this week is Sideshow Con. So yesterday and today, we're going to kind of recap both days, but they kind of they've unveiled some figures. They've shown some that have been up for pre-order. They've shown some that may never see the light of day. They could go into the coming soon graveyard for all we know. But the biggest one that I think hits is going to be this Anakin Skywalker with the rooted hair. And I have so many questions. I have questions about Hot Toys motive, what they're doing here. I have questions about this figure and how it's going to look compared to what we saw at the actual con. If you guys saw that Anakin didn't look that as good as this one, right? Is this going to be a premium figure? that is going to compete with InArt? So like we won't be able to maybe necessarily afford it for everybody. Is this going to be the new thing? Why now type of stuff. So without further ado, I mean, I just want to get your guys' thoughts seeing this. DLO, I want to start with you on this just because I know you're definitely a Star Wars guy. I know Brick is too, but being that you've been collecting for a long time, what are your thoughts? Do you still have a light side or dark side Anakin?
I do. Actually, you know what? Give me 2 seconds. Just give me an idea. I'm going to go grab them real fast here for comparison.
All right. Brick, let me start with you then. What are your thoughts?
My thoughts are 100%. This is Hot Toys' way of competing with InArt. It's their answer to that. But I think this, I mean, obviously the head sculpt is 10 out of 10. I mean, everything about this looks amazing. This looks like an image of Christian. Even the hair, the rooted hair here looks extremely good. Looks really good. But then, like you said, when it's on display and you actually have it, is it going to look this way, or is it going to look like the one that we saw on display with the first pictures that we saw? And that's what worries me too, Graham, because I don't want to buy this and then end up getting what I saw earlier, with the girly, 80s, like Dilo would say, 80s hairdo,
Very puffy hair.
And and it looked really puffy. Now is that Sideshow that's setting it up and doing that? But then again, the Wonder Woman with the wool hair, we saw that at a Hot Toys event, and that didn't look good. And I saw another picture of that, I think that was today. And I'm like, man, that Wonder Woman, that hair does not look natural or right. So Hot Toys didn't give us a whole lot of info with this. I think they only gave us 3 pictures. They didn't say if it's wool hair. They didn't say if this is limited run. They didn't say really anything. So it's almost like it's a tease, but it was somewhat announced because they did announce it. It's just they didn't really give you the full scoop of what's going on here. So,
right,
we just don't know. So there's a lot of speculation, but I'm just not sure it's going to look like this when it comes into your house, into your hand, especially after seeing the actual figure. And again, that's just a prototype, but after seeing that, I have concerns. So Dilo, go ahead. I'll put you full for a second.
Yeah, sure. All right, so this is the OG here. So this is the light side Anakin. So in my opinion, still holds up. I didn't think yesterday that this needed to be 2.0, but I mean, it is what it is. We're here, right? The figure looks incredible. The new head sculpt, perfection. The hair, amazing. However, guys, you got to remember, these are mass produced. These are not something that is a one-off custom specifically designed for you there. So there's going to be so much difference. And you already seen it because you've seen the live photos and you've seen the demo photos here. The demo photo, it's scary realistic. Scary realistic how good I can honestly see a web page or an article putting this photo on there and assuming that's actually Hayden Christensen. It looks that good. It's perfect. However, we are collectors, guys. We've done this dance before.
Right.
The rooted hair is not a Hot Toys staple. They're notoriously bad at this here. Now, they are trying something new. The Wonder Woman was the first kind of introduction to this new revitalizing the whole rooted hair thing. They went away from it for a couple years now. Like, it was so bad that we all cried, you just need to sculpt hair. And they did that for a while, and now they're bringing it back. Does that mean it's going to be good? Only time will tell. But I brought out something else here besides Anakin, just to kind of give you guys an actual idea of what the difference is between what you're going to expect to get when you get your Anakin, when that officially goes on order and you get it in hand, compared to what you'll get if you did it custom. Okay, so this is Anakin here. Now this here is my 1-of-1 Nightmare Joker I had commissioned. Okay, some of you might have seen this figure before here, but it's important. I wanted to share this with you guys here because this here was done specifically for me. I'm the only person, as far as I know, who has this one exactly like this here, right? The hair is very crucial to be. You have to maintain it. You have to take care of it, almost like it's your own hair. Out of the box, it's going to look fantastic in most cases, But 9 out of 10 times, the materials and the product that they put inside these sculpted hairs, these rooted hairs, I beg your pardon, they wear over time, and you're going to have to maintain it in order to keep up that look. Some of you may have noticed. I don't know. Do you have the actual live photo of it somewhere? Do you have that one too, or?
I was looking for that, and
go take a look on Facebook, guys. And
the thing is, I don't think Sideshow or Hot Toys posted that because I think they knew the backlash that kind of came from that, because they posted that first, and then they were quick to post this today.
It's floating around. You can find it, but like if you guys find it, the hair is extremely puffy. Okay, right. Compared to how it looks now, perfectly styled. This was done by a professional to make it look as good as it's going to look. So it's a catch-22. Is it an amazing figure? Yes. Is it something that you can just kind of set it and forget it? No, because if you're going to pose your figure, you're going to have to turn that head. You're going to get your hands on that hair every now and then. It's going to come out of place. You're going to have to put it back in order there. So, if you don't have one, absolutely go for this here. This is a stunning one here. If it's something that you already have, and like myself, I have the Anakin. For me, I'm going to pass, not because I don't want it, but I'm going to pass simply because I already have a good representation already in my collection that it's going to be less work for me to take care of down the road. Right. So for me, I just want it to I just want mine to be there and not have to worry about it. As much as it pains me to say this for me, I'm going to hold off on this just because I don't want the extra work. But I want to show you guys here, like this right here. I've had this in my collection for now almost 8 months, and I haven't had to do a thing. But I have figures that also from Hot Toys, like such as Gamora. I've had Scarlet Witch. All I've had rooted hair in the past, and they look terrible. I got to go over and I got to comb them like a Barbie doll. So just keep expectations at a minimum there. Just know that you're going to love the figure. It's going to look beautiful, but you're going to have to keep taking care of it in order for it to look like this all the time. So that's my thoughts on that part.
So do you think this is going to be quite the expensive figure, because obviously they're going rooted?
I think that's the trend.
Be more of like an in-art thing, because
I really do.
It kind of sucks because people are like, well, in-art's going to create competition for Hot Toys, which is true, which is great, but I think somebody's sending me the picture, so I might pull that up. But at the same time, it's almost like, well, we're going to compete too, and we're going to push the rooted hair, but then we're going to probably raise the prices too. So it kind of sucks in that aspect. I don't know if you guys have any feedback on that, or if you disagree. Just sucks. Like if they are making this and they're going rooted, not everybody wants rooted,
right?
So we're just spitballing here. Would they give you? I don't think they would give you a sculpted piece with it, or head sculpt. I mean, they're going to do rooted or sculpted. They're not going to give you both. So
that would be ideal. That would be ideal, because there's people on both sides of the fence here. Some people absolutely love rooted hair. Some people like sculpted instead, just kind of like, like for reasons I mentioned, like low maintenance. It's there, set it, forget it, you're good to go. I think there's a place for both of them in the market here. I think this is really more a shot towards the in-art fans, the people who are really becoming pro in-art over Hot Toys. And this is a great option to really kind of flex your muscle, because in-art is doing wonderful things, nothing to take it away from them, but this is Hot Toys' opportunity to flex and say, you're doing great stuff, but we still have the best IPs out there that we know customers want. To have something like an Anakin rooted, you guys can't make that because you don't have the license we do. You know what I mean? So it's almost like a turf war, so to speak here. So in-art took the first shot. They have the price set. Hot Toys was able to kind of use them as a pilot to see if people would pay that prices, and people have, and people are very happy with the product. So they're jumping into their space and saying, why can't we? I mean, we're the number one company in the world at 1.6. Why can't we make their money too? So I think it's something for them, but I don't want Hot Toys to not do this sculpted too. I would love for this to be sculpted. If this became a conversation of they're going to do this one in sculpted and make that the standard, like kind of how in-art says it, and then you have the deluxe, which is this one here. I would love collectors to have an option for both on this year. I think that'd be a missed opportunity if we didn't go that route. But I'm not in Howard Change's shoes, so I don't know what he's thinking. But if I was in that boardroom, I would love for somebody to step up and say, let's do the rooted one of this head sculpt because it's beautiful. and let's do the sculpted one for everybody else. So we'll see.
So, and I think Hot Toys is actually like they were starting to do sculpted hair like really, really good too, and like to the point where it looked natural, it was looking realistic. So the fact that they're just kind of now, they did it with the Wonder Woman, they're doing it with this. I'm sure there's more to come. They're going rooted. It's kind of scary to me, just because I was almost like, you know, you got a good thing going, and now you're gonna do a 180 and kind of switch it up and try something new. I just don't know how well that's gonna work or whatnot. I mean, maybe they'll improve, but I don't know. Brick, what are your thoughts on this figure? Would you get it? How much?
I would.
Is
Yeah, I would definitely consider getting it. But if they're going the rooted route, they really need to make sure they don't screw this up, because it could really hurt them in a big way going up against InArt. I mean, that's basically what they're doing. I mean, everyone is saying it, and it could really not hurt them as a company and all, but it could really, you know, it comes out and you compare it to like an InArt figure. Then you got that side by side. Obviously, InArt doesn't have that Anakin yet, or it probably won't for a long, long time because of the Disney stuff. But when you compare it to other rooted hair, yeah, it's gonna be rough. It's gonna be hard to overcome. But if it looks like anything in the photos that we saw previously, I'm definitely gonna try and get this figure. If it looks like that, it's not the worst thing I've ever seen, but it ain't pretty.
I mean,
so I don't know.
Looks like my mom's prom photos from the 80s. Like, oof, that's big hair.
Yeah.
Well, keep in mind with these prototype shots, there's Photoshop, there's specific lighting that's going into effect. I'm sure they futz with the hair to get it just how they want. Here, this is sitting at the Sideshow Con, so the lighting might not be the best. I don't know who displayed it. They obviously didn't do the best job displaying it. It doesn't look the worst, but I don't think, if this is what we're getting, I don't think it's better than sculpted hair. And you as the collector now have to, like you said, DLO, you have to maintain it. So you're the one that has to figure this out. Big Breda did a stream today, and he's like, I might seriously take the Wonder Woman to like my wife's stylist and have her do something with the hair. It's like,
it sounds funny, but that may not be a bad idea.
But it's sad that you kind of have to do that. With InArt, we don't know, because the Joker is the only figure that's come out, and it's been out for what, 6 months. So we don't know how that's going to last long term. But this is a tough one to gauge, and the Wonder Woman is tough to gauge too, because you know we saw figures of it today, and I know Hawk said, you know, it just looked awful too, and
yeah,
it gives me pause on that figure. I don't care how rare it is. If it's not something that I think looks good or accurate, why not just stick with the sculpted and then save a bunch of money at the same time? It's pretty much the same figure, you know, just borrowed parts. So, you know, those are the things that come into mind with me. Is this going to be the new future of Hot Toys? Is this just something they're doing here and there, and they're going to do limited runs? I don't know. Is this going to be considered premium price? You know, that remains to be seen. But, you know, for anybody that does want this, I think those are the questions you're going to have to ask yourself. Is the price going to be worth it? Is it going to look like the prototype shots? Am I okay kind of messing with it or maintaining it through time? So that's kind of my thought on this. But if it's, I don't think, and you guys can't see it, but I have my other window of the prototype up behind it, and it's just night and day. I don't think the hair looks terrible. Maybe if you put some product in it, you could get it to lay flatter, but I don't know if it's up to, I don't know. I don't know if I like it, because for me, sometimes this rooted hair is almost a distraction. If it's not 100% right, it's a distraction. I don't have any
to maintain it.
I think if it's longer hair, rooted hair makes sense. If it's short to mid hair, sculpt it. As long as it doesn't mess with the neck articulation, it's not a problem. I don't think it's I don't think it's necessary there. But Ryan Axel, shout out to you, man. I haven't seen your name. Welcome to the Wolfpack on Wednesdays here, but he just put in the chat right now. He says the potential of the figure is going to be entirely dependent on the owner. I think that's the best way to summarize this here. It's going to be a scenario where you're in control of how good your figure is going to look. Some of us have that skill. I am not one of them. I would have to probably go to my wife or some hair salon like Breda recommended. I mean, that would probably be the way there. It would be what I got to do, but I'll do what I got to do if this is something I want. And that's something you should consider as well too. Now, the big question here, more than anything else, because you brought it up, Graham, and I'm curious what you guys think about it. Do you think Sideshow's going to make Hot Toys, I beg your pardon, is going to make this limited like the Wonder Woman was?
I was going to ask that.
Was. That's a huge question for collectors right now, because the hell if I want it or not. I want to know if I can actually get it. What do you guys think?
Go ahead, Brick. I have thoughts, but I'll let you go first.
I will say if it's limited, it's going to sell out.
Oh,
if
sure.
it's not limited, it won't. I mean, we still see the Anakin from Attack of the Clones up there.
Well, but I think it's, and this is a whole can of worms here that we could be getting ourselves into, but I do think things are starting to correct itself. There's smaller batches coming out.
Sure.
People are starting to miss out on some of these figures. Moon Knight now just went weightless, in case you guys were wondering. That happened today. I do think if it's not Hot Toys, it's Sideshow is trying to correct the market again. I mean, even just going to, what happens too is, and like DLO said, you can get these figures elsewhere other than Sideshow. But what I'm noticing, especially with Cad Bane, is these other retailers or resellers, they know that too. And then the price just keeps going up and up. You check every other day and the price is going up $30. So, and that reminds me of what happened when I entered the hobby. You missed out. You're paying through the roof to get this. I'm seeing that a lot more here. And it's I don't know if it's scary, but it's just kind of making me, we're kind of changing gears again on how we're going to collect, because I think once Sideshow gets rid of all the back stock from 2021, I think they're definitely going to be not having the same sales, no more BOGOs, no more 30% offs. I think they're just trying to get rid of that back stock. So this is just my guess. This being Anakin, I do think this is going to be more limited, because I think if they're going to do we need more info, but I think if they're going to do wool and, the rooted hair, I think it's going to be limited. I think it's going to be a higher price point. I do think it's going to sell out. Is the vest going to be leather? Is this going to be a full-on premium figure? Are you going leather? Are you going rolling eyeballs? Are you just going to the nine with this figure? I think you have to if you're doing the rooted hair. And being that it's Anakin, though, being that it's Star Wars, I know the Clone Wars one is sitting, but I think this is going to be hotter than that. So I think this one will sell pretty well, whether it's limited run, whether it's, not. I think a lot of people are going to want to get this, but I could be wrong too. Let me know in the chat. What do you guys think? Is this something you're head over heels for? Is this something you don't, you don't trust it? Let's see that Wonder Woman. Let's see what this looks like, in the actual secret base. What do you guys in the chat think? But I don't know if that makes sense, Brick. I just think it's starting to correct.
No, it does.
So I don't think it's going to be sitting.
We just got to see what the price is going to be too. I mean, that's going to be a huge factor.
Right.
And if you're right,
if it's limited, it'll be out in 10 minutes.
Oh yeah. And if you're right about, this is the way it's going to be going, since that's what it has been with Moon Knight and all that, Cad Bane, that makes the hobby more fun to me, because now I know I need to get it. And that excitement of, I got it, I don't need to be going on eBay or the second market and I got to pay another, sometimes $50 to $200 more,
right?
Depending on the figure. So that makes it more fun to me.
It's kind of exciting seeing some of these figures go weightless, because it is bringing that excitement back. Like you said, now, I did get it. Before it was
guessing yourself a little bit more, your moves, your game plan. Yeah.
You didn't want to buy a figure at retail because you're great, in 4 months, is this going to be 20% off? But now it's it's, I don't know. I mean, maybe some of the waitlists are still converting. I don't think it's as much of a tactic. I think they're literally just trying to get back to what they were at. I've been on some waitlists for a while for some of these, like RoboCop, the Bat Cycle, Cad Bane, and none of mine have converted. So I don't know how quickly some of these waitlists are converting. I know some people out there are getting it, but yeah, that's kind of just my thought on it.
Yeah.
I think it's a mixed bag, guys. I mean, I'm not ready to pull the panic button on the Sideshow / Hot Toys, revitalizing, what it used to be like a few years ago. I think it's a combination of, a more stronger push to get people to pre-order more than anything. I think that's the major thing. They're trying to send out the message that pre-order is important again. And if you want, you don't want to miss out. Now, I think right now we're kind of in that in-between phase. It's the plan. I believe the plan is to get there eventually. Do I believe we're there yet? Absolutely not. I still think there's a lot of wiggle room. There's still a lot going on the market. You can go local. You can do secondary. I mean, there's still a lot of ways, because the one thing that is working against Hot Toys, and the one thing they are not changing, is that they're not slowing down. They are making more and more announcements. We're still seeing high and heavy announcements year over year. So, law of averages, there's only so many of us to go around as far as collectors are concerned with the budget to go ahead and get your figures. So with every new figure that drops that we all get crazy about, there's going to be one particular collector who's going to sell that figure, because that's all they have. They're going to have to recuperate their funds in order to get the next figure that Hot Toys is pushing down our throats. So it's not in that even keel yet. Are they limiting it? Sure. This new lineup with the Wonder Woman is clearly showing the Miles Morales that, shout out to Brick, you secured yours. I mean,
let's go. I know
weird.
Not everybody's a fan, but let's go.
No, it's all good. In 23, it's weird to see things going waitlist, but at the same time, it's a soft waitlist, guys. I mean, if you know your resources and you know how to search for figures, there's millions of retailers out there that you can still get it besides Sideshow. Now, does that mean say don't pre-order? No. If you absolutely want it, I've said this before, if you got to have it, guys, get it. No big deal. Get it. But, don't lose out all hope if that's something that you think you're going to miss out on. You can still find ways to get it. Don't put yourself in a position to lose money or, God forbid, waste money that you don't have, in your budget to waste just to keep up. But as far as this is concerned, I think this is slowly getting us back to where your point, Graham, is. Like, we're slowly getting back to the area of where things are becoming more limited. Things are going to be a lot harder to find eventually. People are going to want to hold on to these more because now they seem like they're more special than what they used to. Because you're right, the big thing that a lot of collectors today do not realize is back in the day there was no discounts on a Hot Toy, guys. Free
10%
shipping
was it, and that was
if you got free shipping, that was huge. If you got free shipping, that was a big deal. Now, coupons and this, that, and the other, and BOGO deals. I got a BOGO deal from yesterday's Sideshow Con exclusive. I got Batman and Robin. Sweet. I'll take it.
Let's go.
But if that happened 5 years ago, that deal would never pop up on Sideshow. So you kind of made a great point. It's a matter of once we get past back stock and we get back to serious business for here.
You're seeing it more and more, man.
It's going to eventually happen. It's going to take time, though. It's going to take time because there's so much on our plates as collectors. There's so much more Hot Toys wants to release and announce. And it's going to get there, but it's going to take time, guys. So in the meantime, if you can't do it right now, guys, there's other places to get them.
Sure.
But eventually that advice is going to dry up. And then eventually you're just going to have to get back to it there. But we just don't know when. But I think releases like this potentially being limited, like an Anakin like this here, is going to drive us to pre-order more.
Yeah.
So
now, do you guys think that the price and the figure will be set up on pre-order this week during the con, or what's your thoughts on that?
So, I mean, Indiana Jones is still not up for pre-order, and I don't know if that's a licensing thing or what's going on there. I've never seen something announced, but then sit on Sideshow for this long as it coming soon. So that's a little odd. But let me just go back one step here, because it hit me while you guys were talking. I do think this is going to be limited, and there's a few reasons here. So I think this is going to be limited, because what we've been talking about, it's going to be rooted hair. I just don't think they're going to mass produce this, because I think they are trying to not keep up. They're trying to compete with in art, or not even compete, because obviously Hot Toys is king of this industry right now still. But I think they're saying, hey, we can flex too. Look at what we can do. So I think there is still something there for in art. So I think because it is rooted, but also this figure's been out already. We have a light side and a dark side. So I would think they're just going to be like, hey, we're going to give you a limited run of this rooted hair. And I could be wrong, but that's what my gut says, is because this is not a new actual release.
Do you think if they do that, it's better for Hot Toys to make it limited?
I mean, if they want to sell out in 10 minutes.
Sure.
So it's a quicker way to... I think they've probably noticed, when they're doing a numbered run, things sell out a lot quicker, and you don't even have to...
People can't think about it. They just got to go, okay, I guess I'm getting it.
Right. I mean, look at me. If that Wonder Woman was a normal release, and it came out, I would not have pre-ordered it. Don't need it. I got a Wonder Woman. I got the 84. But the fact that it was limited and everybody was like, "Ooh, we got to wait in line. We got to get this." I was like, "Yeah, man, I got to do this too." I don't need it. And if it was just a normal release and it had rooted hair, I'd still say, "Well, I don't need it. I got this one." But the fact that it was limited and we knew, it'd be only for a couple minutes. Just the fact that us collectors can have that, one of three, even if it's not numbered, this one of 3,000, type of thing. I think that does something to us where we jump at it and then we're like, yeah, gotta have it. So it does it for me. I don't know if it does it for you guys out there in the chat, but I don't need that Wonder Woman. But the fact that it's limited, I'm like, what the hell? Let's try to see if we can secure it.
Yeah.
Let me, you guys have been hopping in the chat. So thank you for that. Let me just back up here because some people have kind of filtered in. I do want to say hi to and just grab your chats here. But Clutch said, they said it was fabric hair. I don't know what that means, but it looks like wool. I agree. It looks good in the prototype. I just don't know how it's going to look in hand. But yeah, the Thor says maybe they'll include some hair gel, shampoo, and hair conditioner. So
that's good.
But yeah, I'm cool with Darkseid. But this head sculpt pulls me in so much. Do we think this is the same head sculpt, just different paint applications?
No, I don't believe that. I
different?
think it's totally brand new.
I think it's different.
Chris Santos in the house. What is going on? Let's see. Yeah, just kind of going back to the hair. Even if you have to sometimes maintain the hair, it'll be 100% worth it if you can get it looking like these photos.
It's true.
It's true.
Tough,
I don't know if people want to. We got P-Rock in the house.
What's up, P-Rock?
What is going on, my friend? Thanks for being here. Use that something about Mary Gel and you're good. Oh, boy. Should have screened this guy before he came in.
There goes the resale value.
Good luck washing that one out. But yeah, thank you for being here, dude. We got 16 Fix in the house, matching shirts. Yes, we will be selling these very soon. So they are definitely fire. So thank you for being here, Marco. Another great dude in the community. Let's see here. Rooted hair makes me sick. You wouldn't put rooted. Oh my God. Pubes on Michelangelo's David and say, oh my God, it makes it look so much more realistic. Interesting.
As gross as that comment is, he's got a point.
Interesting.
So, way of putting, you're very, very good with your words, Mike. But yeah, he's got a point.
I like what Hot Toys Bounty Hunter says. That would be pretty good if they gave us the option similar to In Art Joker with the sculpted or rooted.
That's what I'm saying.
Do like that.
Standard and deluxe. That's what I'm saying. Like that should be an option for sure.
Clutch, thank you for sending those videos. Do appreciate it.
Came in clutch. Let's go.
I held up the sculpt against my Anakin with my phone, and the improvements on the paint apps alone are night and day. It looks amazing. I just, you know how it goes with the prototype. It's always mostly the best version of what we're going to get. It usually softer release because, again, like DLO said, they're mass producing it. So this looks amazing, though. Like I said, this looks like this looks like I'm looking at Hayden Christensen from Revenge of the Sith. It is super sick how good this looks. And I can't say enough good about it. I'm a little skeptical yet. So maybe if I didn't see that figure on the Sideshow Con, I'd probably be like more into it. But I'm just like, what are we gonna get? And then seeing Wonder Woman too, I'm just like, what are we gonna get?
Would you guys, if this was limited, and let's say it was released for pre-order tomorrow, would you guys jump on it right away, knowing that it's limited, no matter what?
For me, it doesn't matter if it's limited or not. I would definitely want this. If I don't have an Anakin Skywalker from Revenge of the Sith, and you're looking at secondary market prices for that, if this is close to that ballpark, I'd rather get this instead.
Okay.
I think I'm out either way, just because I'm really trying to stay disciplined on like the original trilogy, and then I'll dabble into Mando, Book of Boba, that stuff. Like get a couple figures from each and kind of build its own little universe there. So I had Darkseid Anakin for a while, and I did wind up selling it because I wanted to focus just on the original trilogy and just kind of keep myself in line and not going everywhere. So as cool as this one is, I would probably have to enjoy it from your gentlemen's collections.
But D'Lo, you're absolutely right, because I mean these other Anakins are going for like 5+, right? So if this is going for like
easily.
Plus,
if this is going for 450, it's still cheaper.
Yeah, I mean,
You know what I mean?
I'm not getting this. Like I already said, I'm not getting this. I'm very happy with mine. But if let's say I didn't have one, if I didn't have Anakin, I would be all over this thing, in a heartbeat. Like I'd be refreshing Sideshow's page every second the day it's announced for release. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
because the demand's there. But that's the thing though. It sucks too because I know so many collectors who want an Anakin, a proper Anakin from the movies in their collection. And if this one's going to be limited, which it looks like it's going to be, man, this is going to be for the person who buys it. They're going to be happy. For the person who's thinking about getting an investment these days, this would be a grail instantly once it's sold out. So yeah, I don't want to use the word grail, but I feel like you kind of have to mention it, both sides, the collector who's going to be really happy and the collector who's going to profit once they sell this bad boy. Because if it's limited and this is a figure that it would be 100% in demand if it was announced for everybody to purchase, it would still do well. So if it's limited, this thing is going to skyrocket.
Evil says this being limited will anger a lot of people, but I do think there's a high chance. What do you guys think? Do you think that's fair? You know, because I know the other ones are going for quite the pretty penny because a lot of people want this figure. So is it? I mean, I don't know.
But maybe that's why Hot Toys won't make it limited. Is knowing that a lot of people want Anakin and try to get as much money as they can. I don't know. Just a thought.
Think about it like this Think about this here. And I'm with you. I'm with you on here. But here's the thing. Hot Toys, for all the crap we give them, they're pretty smart when they want to. Did anybody else notice at Sideshow Con that there was a Loki on the throne?
Yes.
Didn't we 2 episodes ago, if I'm not mistaken?
Right.
Who did we have on? Was it whose turn was it?
Was it Justin?
No, I think it was Marco. I think Marco
on that one? Okay.
Because we had Brady last, so I think Marco was the week before. So yeah, we were talking about and showing what the new TVA Loki head sculpt would look like on the Endgame Loki suit, and like clockwork, it was right there for us to see that Kit Bash put together there. So why I'm bringing that up there, Rick, to your point, I can absolutely see this being limited, and let's say it can be just rooted like it is right now, but I can hear them listening to the community, maybe talking about, I wish they had a sculpted version, this, that, and then release a sculpted version down the road as a 2.0 officially for this here with the new head sculpt and all that, because Hot Toys will always try to maximize their profits. They will try to double dip as much as they can to get the money back from the money they spend on R&D to get a figure put out to the market. That throne with Loki, I can absolutely see that happening just because they have the body and the fabrics for the suits. They already have the head sculpt. They only need to do is make a cheap throne that they, paint and whatever, make it look nice. And bam, you got a new product, and they can keep making money off of something that they've already built and made. You know what I mean? So with a character like this, it would not surprise me. Again, I don't have a magic 8 ball to say it for sure, but my gut tells me I don't think this is the last we see of this head sculpt in this figure.
I mean, they could use this for a lot more.
A lot more.
Clone Wars. They could do light side, dark side. They could do, a bunch of stuff with this. So, Jedi says maybe it's just me, but it doesn't feel like Hot Toys. When I saw this, I was like, holy shit! Like, and again, I don't like giving InArt too many props because they've come out with one figure. They have a long way to go.
Yeah.
At the same time, everything we've seen from InArt looks super amazing. So when I saw this, I was just like, wow, this looks like InArt type quality. And again, I know it's early, but it's still, we've seen a lot of good stuff from them. So I got to give Hot Toys that. If they can pull this off, it's going to be huge. But if it's limited, I mean, I guess some people are going to be salty that they missed out. But man, can you imagine the price that this thing's going to be? Could you see this thing going for almost like $1,000 on the secondhand market? Like if it is 3,000 units,
I could.
And people just want it so bad. So it is crazy to think
if my guess is right, and they revisit this head sculpt and now it's sculpted the next time around, that will do huge things for this rooter version. Like, this is the one to get, guys. Just like full disclosure and transparency. even if they do a sculpted one down the road, this one would be the get if you're looking for a figure that you're going to love, but it'll also be an investment down the road. Like, I 100% believe that if they do the sculpted one, everybody's going to be hunting down the Rudu one. Not even a matter of whether you prefer the other one or not, but just because this one would be so limited compared to the one that they would mass produce for the rest of us. That's just my opinion.
I'm falling into the hype, man.
I know I am too.
The more I look at this, the more I'm like, yeah, maybe I should just branch out a little bit. It's almost like when I see it, I'm just like,
we should probably
Mother of God.
we should probably go to another figure because I feel like I sold you guys on what you should get this year.
All right, let's see if you can sell me on another one.
let me just see what's going on here. Yeah, I mean, so keep an eye on the chat there. If you see this thing going up for like when it's going to pre-order, obviously if we see something, we'll let you know, either IG or YouTube or whatever. But keep your eyes peeled and see what Hot Toys is thinking with this, because nobody knows yet. 3 pictures, a little blurb, but nothing really in detail. So crazy to think about. Let's see, what do I got here next? Yeah, let's skip that.
Skip.
I kind of want to go to something that I didn't see. Let me see here. I want to talk about that other Star Wars set. And what was that, DLO? Remind me of that.
Set? You talking about the
today?
Oh, you mean the Death Star commander?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna try to find that for everybody here. But if just start giving us your thoughts, because I know you were probably the most excited about it out of the 3 of us.
Oh heck yeah, I am. I mean, number one, I know it'll never happen. This is what Hot Toys does to me. They show me stuff that's specifically for me, and they're like, just kidding.
We know what you want, but nah.
Exactly. I mean, freaking, it's dope. It's so cool. I mean, this would be like the top fodder for a collector for sure. And then if you have like the Han Solo and Luke in the skies, like the potential for this is endless. It's freaking cool.
That's a good point.
You know what I mean? So like I already have, collector's brain, you already have pose ideas of what you're going to do with this bad boy almost immediately from that there. But I'm curious because this is unique here because I have no idea who this is supposed to be as far as like actors are concerned. I mean, is this this kind of a generic face so they don't have to pay rights for somebody's likeness? I don't know. But interesting here. I think I've seen a set like this many years ago and like the cons or something like that. They did something like this here. So it's interesting that they pulled this out today. I'm curious, what do you guys think? Because I think I've seen this quite a few times over the years.
The figure itself doesn't do much for me, but I could see this as like a cool diorama base for something else. I don't know. I agree. I told you guys this in the chat. I said, because you were like, yeah, it looks awesome, and I'm like, never be made. So basically, don't get your hopes up. I don't see this thing happening. It's cool. I don't see how practical it is for me, just because what am I going to do with it in my collection? Based off my budget, I really have to get, Brick talks about it a lot. I have to buy what I love. And this is something that I think is cool, but it's not definitely something that I think I love or need. Like I have a hard time collecting troopers because it's not like a real character for me, I definitely like the Return of the Jedi troopers, the Scout, and then just the normal Stormtrooper, but they're not like a real character for me. So that's why I don't just keep collecting troopers. And this I kind of look at as the same thing, where it's not really anybody I'm connected to. Yes, it's Star Wars, but I don't know. I just don't see the need for this for my personal collection. Brick, I'll let you kind of give me your thoughts on it.
Yeah, I think it's a cool idea. I think a lot of people are gonna love this, but it's not for me. How big is this gonna be too? Like, is it gonna?
That's what she said.
Boink.
It's her one time right
Threw
there.
him right off.
I
Threw
know.
him right off.
Yeah. Now I'm thinking about it, but no, it's just
I don't think so.
You guys are killing me over here. But no, it's cool. I like it. But I'm with you, Graham. I'm not a huge fan of the figure because I don't really know who it's supposed to, be.
The guy that gets shot
Actor-wise.
by Han
Yeah.
Solo, I guess, maybe, huh?
Sure.
What do you guys in the
I'm
chat
sorry,
think
guys.
of
I
this?
want it. I want this one.
I
Yeah,
know
DLO
you
wants
do.
it. What do
I'm
you guys
sorry.
think? Is this something you want? Do you think it sees the light of day? I say no. Brick, what do you say?
Man, I say yeah.
You think they make this?
Sure. If somebody has to say yeah.
Oh,
Why not
nice,
me?
nice, yeah. DLO, I know you kind of mentioned it, but just I want to get it on record. You don't think this is coming?
It's a maybe. It's a.
Okay.
We'll talk about
Question.
it today, and then it'll come back a year from now. Maybe it'll get announced. If it
What's
does.
got the higher percentage? This or the Dewback with the stormtrooper?
Oh, Dewback.
Jeez, I want to say Dewback.
That
I really
Dewback
think
is
it's a higher
pretty
percentage.
sweet. That would be tempting.
Think about
Yeah.
that. Hot Toys is seeing how much love that's getting. They're gonna put that out.
The N1 got a lot of love, and we're still wondering if that's.
Right.
I mean, if I'm comparing that to this, is what I'm saying. Like,
I think the
so-
Dewback has a good chance because I think Star Wars struggles with vehicles because they're so obviously large. And people want vehicles. So I think you could look at the Dewback as like a vehicle substitute where it's not big like the N1 or, obviously we can't make the Millennium Falcon or even an X-Wing is just too big. So really all you have is these speeder bikes. You got Luke's like little speeder from A New Hope that they could probably do, which I'm surprised they haven't done actually. But you can do like some sort of like, animals like Dewback or, some other things that maybe might fit better into people's displays or be more practical. So I think the Dewback has a better shot because this is smaller, but like you said, I think it's more popular and maybe has more love. But I also think it's kind of like a vehicle substitute. So that's my thought.
Dewback is iconic. It's iconic.
Yeah.
I mean, that obviously that was a big part in the movie as far as like, whoa, like what kind of movie are we watching back in the 70s when everybody watched this back then? But at the same time, too, like it's come up like in behind the scene documentaries on Lucas Arts. And I mean, it's almost like that photo that they showed with the trooper on top there, like that is iconic. It's absolutely iconic. You've seen this for years now, this photo. So I think this would really, really, really not only speak to us collectors, but also people outside of our hobby. I really feel like this has cross appeal, for diehard Star Wars fans. Like if you weren't even a Hot Toys collector, but you were a Star Wars fanatic, this would be a piece I can see someone purchasing if they had to pick one Hot Toy to represent their collection.
Universal Key has a great point. This appeals to older collectors who remember the original 12 Kenner figures.
There you go.
I had this. I think I still have this toy somewhere. Yeah, I think I still have my Star Wars stuff. I have this. So this is also something that, great point, Universal Key, brings us collectors back to when we were kids with the toys. That's what a lot of this stuff is. Brings us back to the movies, but also the figures that we had. I think that's why the 1/6 scale figures appeal to me a lot more than the statues, because it's that childhood feeling of having a figure and posing it and playing with it and stuff. So you hit it on the head. I definitely do. That's the first thing I thought of was I remembered that toy that I had and played with and whatnot. So that's pretty cool actually. And it looks good. And who doesn't want another classic Stormtrooper?
Yeah, it's pretty sweet.
Oh yeah.
Of course, Evil Sneaker wants this. Interesting. They showed similar figure in the past, so it might actually be made. I don't know if he's talking about the Death Star.
I think it's talking about the Death Star
Yeah, I think
one.
he is.
Yeah.
But I bet he wants this too. Oh yeah, here we go. Dewback is happening 100% original trilogy. Book it. Wow, bold. I like it. I hope these figures are due back soon. Good one. I like it, Night Sight.
Well
Okay.
played. Well played.
Well played, sir. This again, like I think I don't know if his Brick said it's popular.
Yeah.
The Thor still has all the OG Kenner line. I'm getting this.
Wow.
That's cool, dude. I have obviously I collected a lot from the 90s, so I had a lot of that stuff. But I do have we got it. It was crazy. Like early 90s, maybe early 90s, rummage sale. We got the Millennium Falcon, Imperial Walker, the Ewok Village, if you guys remember that. I got I have that. It's
I
not
do
all
remember that.
complete, but I do still have that stuff at my parents' house. So Yeah, it's pretty cool. Cool to hold on to that stuff if you can.
Not to like kind of piggyback off the top and get off top for a second, but if they do decide to do the Dewback, that gives me hope that one day we'll get Jabba.
Oh yeah, that would be cool.
Ooh.
That gives me hope for Jabba.
Yeah.
If they decide to pull the trigger on this one here, because this is massive. This is Jabba size for sure. If they ever decided to make one, so curious to see what Hot Toys is. This a tease or is this a tease of things to come?
I think I don't know, man. It is a bigger piece. So I think it's really 50-50, but I'd love to see it. I know a lot of you guys would too. And I mean shit, Mike is hardcore on this. My only beef is the front right leg. Being in that position, it'll make having multiples on display look awkward. So this dude is like, yeah.
So
he's
why
all in here.
Why couldn't they make the Dewback numbered? Say 1,000 or something, 3,000, something like that.
I mean, they could. It's just not something we've seen really, so
Sure.
they're just kind of really starting to do that a little bit. So, but yeah, I mean, even the N1, make 500 of them and call it a day.
Sure.
But,
and then they even have
Oh.
the number on the box or something to make people want to buy it. And then they know
And
for
one
sure
will
they
never
can sell
happen,
it.
guys. Like, don't even put
Yeah.
that.
I've been saying that
in the
forever.
air there.
Yeah.
It's just
the shape of
cost-
it is not practical.
but the cost to R&D something like that, like if they were to make an N1, they could not do 500 just because they would not make their money back. They would have to be in
Good
the
point.
thousands, and to find
Sure.
enough collectors to buy that, yeah, that's why that one will never happen.
Yeah. I just mean more like the Dewback here.
Too bad,
So, Nick-
sweet. Oh, throw one up.
Throw one. A razzle dazzle. Do it.
Nice little booty.
And now it's weird. Now it's weird. Thank you. For
Let me try to break that up.
You're crazy, man. You're crazy. I like you, but you're crazy.
Graham with the save. Nice.
Yeah. All right.
Thank you, Graham.
We can restart now. This is possible since they released the blurg.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
I mean, this is obviously going to be I mean, that tail on that blurg is pretty big. This is going to be, bulkier, but I don't think it's that much bigger. So it's possible.
bigger.
It's a good
It's
chance.
bigger.
Yeah. Dude, the Thor is on this. This is what I would be all in for.
That
Dude,
would
I
be
would
insane.
love.
If they can you imagine? I would be losing my shit if they showed like Empire Strikes Back Luke on a Tauntaun or even Han Solo. I would.
Or both.
I know Mike would get like 6 of them, but I would definitely at least get one.
I would need it. Yeah, I would need that.
I'd
one
get
there,
it
for sure.
100%. That's
Yeah.
my
There's
one of my favorite scenes in all of Star Wars. Believe it or not, is like when they're on like Hoth and riding those things and
Yeah, I would have
believe
to
it.
find a way. And again, like vehicles are tough in Star Wars, so if you could do more of these animals, why not? And that's a great idea. Do
There's
it.
a
Hot
statue
Toys.
from Sideshow that has Luke on the Tauntaun, kind of pushing the Tauntaun up in the position there with his lightsaber out. Ever since I've seen that, I've always wanted Hot Toys to make it so I can replicate that statue because it looks so cool.
Right.
So if they did that, I'd be all over it.
It just gets the blood flowing again, man. Thinking about all that cool stuff that they could make that they really haven't yet. So Evil Sneaker says if Sideshow did a 1/6 Dewback, Hot Toys can too. Yeah, why not? Why not? And if you can do a blurg, you can do it too. So that's a good point too. We got Brian Fontaine in the house. Evening, gentlemen. What is going on, my friend? Thank you for
What's up?
being here. Do appreciate that. And he's got a good point. You can't ever go wrong with old school. And it's sad that the original trilogy is now considered old school, because now that makes me feel old, and that's kind of what I grew up with. But we all go through the circle.
was it kind of old school when we were kids yet too though already?
I mean, I
you
started
got
watching
both, right?
it when I was like 4 or 5. So
Okay.
you're looking at
You
89,
started
90.
early. Sure.
So, but Return of the Jedi was what, 83, I believe. So I mean, it was out for 7 years. It seemed at the time a lot longer ago. But I mean,
Yeah,
7 years now. Like
that's-
we
that's
look
what I'm
back now at
thinking, you're
like
right.
Dark Knight Rises, and that was what, 2012, I think.
Just about.
So,
yeah.
I mean, that's been 11 years, and it doesn't seem that long ago. So it's actually really crazy to think
Time is
about
different when you get
time.
older. You're right.
Right. That sucks.
Yeah.
Now everybody feels old. Good.
And I know some of you guys out there in chat are like, well, shit, I'm even older. So how do you think I feel? Like,
Right.
I mean,
Yeah.
I was a late bloomer to Star Wars. Like, I didn't watch it as a kid growing up. I mean, I watched some of it, didn't quite understand it, but like when they re-released it with the new special effects in the 90s,
Yeah.
that's when I picked up on it there.
I went to the theater and saw A New Hope when that
Yeah,
re-released
same.
in theaters. Yep.
Same.
This
Got an almond
was
Hershey
interesting.
bar.
This interests me because the armor is still on Sideshow and it's still everywhere, and you can't give this thing away basically on the secondhand market. It's it's not selling great. It's not a predominant character. It's interesting to me that Hot Toys. Do I have the full video? I don't think I have. Oh, yeah. So it's interesting to me that Hot Toys would just. I mean, obviously we know about IG-12, and I do like the R4, I believe it is. I don't know. What are you guys' thoughts on kind of more of the Mando line? Is it died down? Is it dead? Are people still interested? I don't know. I've become fatigued with the Mando line, but I know like Big Breda still is on board to collect the whole line. But it was interesting because when we were watching Mando, we thought maybe a new armor, because I think she had the rocket pack. So we thought, give her the rocket pack, give her a new like a chrome paint job, which it looks like they kind of did. But it's interesting to think. I mean, do you think this is 100% coming, D'Lo? Do you think the armor is coming?
Oh, yes. Everything you see here is 100% coming there. I mean, this one, okay, so this one, obviously, let's get it out the way. It's not as sexy as lineups we've had for Mandalorian
Right. It's very
lines in the past.
boring.
I get it. But at the same time, I'm grateful that they didn't go back to the well again. It could have easily have given us another Mando, and they still could. Let's not rule that out there. But if this is what they decide to give us for this season, I think it's fine. I think it's fine here. I think at this point, we're 3 seasons deep. We've got tons of options between Book of Boba and Mando, and the Ahsoka series that's coming out next month. There's so much goodness going on and also Obi-Wan. Let's not forget that. That like if you're in it, you're in it. If you're not, you're passing on this here. So it's not something that you're gonna lose any sleep on. Armor, it looks like a one of those ones where like they're probably gonna fix the single joint elbows. Hopefully, if they don't, like, what are we doing here? Sure. But it's not going to affect anybody. It's not going to push anybody to want to get another one, quite frankly. If you have one, you're good. If you, for some reason, don't, this is a good one to go to. But I'm interested in the stuff around there. I'm not crazy about the armor. Like, it is what it is. But
I want that's
I
R4.
really, I want the R4.
R5. R5.
Sorry, R5, and I want the mouse
D4.
droid. Yes.
Yeah.
And I want the mouse droid.
This is coming with
cool.
the Pit Droid 3-pack. That sucks.
I think this is another one, though. I don't think it's the same one. This one looks like it's a cleaner version than the one we got from Book of Boba. Okay. So I don't think we're looking at the same one here. It looks cleaner to me. It does.
Oh, Evil says it's the clean version of the one they're coming out with.
See?
Okay.
Good call.
So this looks cool, but I do like these Mandos though as well too. I mean, I'm a sucker for a good Mandalorian figure.
Wayne's got a good point here. He says there's 4 repaints in this reveal. So obviously the armor is that Bo-Katan's helmet, or is this like a Casca Reeves look?
Yeah, I mean it's the same helmet as a Bo or Casca. They both share the same one.
Right. So I mean, here you have like the different robes, but I mean, again, we've seen the helmet before in the chest piece and the shoulders. So IG-12 is a lot of the same, just with that center piece right there. Or you could be talking about the R5 being a repaint there too. But yeah, it's
a lot of reuse.
But it's kind of smart on Hot Toys' part. Recycle the figures that you've already made, do a different look, and then resell them, and you should be fine. So it's kind of smart on their part. And I think there'll be some fans that want this. Obviously, the IG-12 comes with all of those accessories. So that's kind of the way they're trying to push that figure. But I don't know. We can kind of just... Which would be the one you're most interested in, Brick? Starting with you here, just before
I would
we
go with the I would go with the male and female Mando
Okay.
for sure. Yeah, I'd have to go with both of them. You can't just
So
pick one.
again, that it just doesn't pertain to me because they're not real characters. So like for me, I'm spending all this money to get something that is just kind of like a side addition to my Mando or something like that. I can't collect that way, but the R5 definitely has some meaning, being in A New Hope and whatnot. So
Sure.
I would kind of like substitute it there. I think that would be the one I'd be most interested in. Armor does look good with this chrome look too. I got to give it that. It definitely, stands out a lot more. But DLO, what would be the one that interests you most out of this line here?
Probably a tie between the R5 that you mentioned, and I kind of like the female bounty hunter. Is that
It's very old school, like with those blues and the green.
It's unique. It's different. I mean, I have tons of Boba style like troopers or Mandalorians at this point. There, she would stand out. I think just for the fact that she's just not like all the other ones I have there.
Right.
So
Sure.
Well, and just because I don't collect that way, there's a lot of people that collect Mandalorians like they do stormtroopers.
Sure.
Collecting all the different lines, even the Boba Fett's, all the different variants. So it's definitely, I think, going to be wanted out there in the community. It's not, like you said, it's not the sexiest lineup here, and a lot of it's stuff we've kind of seen in the past. So
this is a leaner lineup, if I can say. Like that's what it
Right.
feels like. It's a leaner, meaner lineup there. Like if you're really into it, you're gonna get it. If you're not, then you're not, and it's not gonna be something anybody's gonna worry about if they miss out.
But I'm kind of thankful that it's not another Mando. Like now we're going to do the trooper shield and jetpack, or but it's same Mando. Like, so at least they're trying to give you something new here. Yeah, this looks cool though. I like the baby blue colors because it kind of brings you back to that old school Star Wars here.
Yeah, she pops.
What would you pay for something like this?
For her, no head sculpt. Today's market, $255 tops.
Yeah, I was gonna say 245.
And you'd still pay that? You'd want to pay that?
No.
For?
I don't want to pay.
Oh, no.
That's what they'll put it at.
Oh, no.
I will pay less.
There's the pit droids here, right?
No.
They look good, man.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah. It's like clean mustache
This
right there.
interests me. And then, of course, the mouse droid is... I know a lot of people want that. I think you could only get it with Tark and 2-pack before.
Correct.
So that's actually a really sought-after piece.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously, this guy could go into your original trilogy. He could go into your Mando line. So definitely a multi-purpose there. So that's pretty cool. Armor looks good. I do like the paint apps. And it does stand out more. I would hope they would give us double jointed elbows and we wouldn't have problems with the arms breaking out of the box.
Yeah, that was a pretty big bummer.
True.
Let's see what you guys are saying here in the chat. I'm good with my armor. Plus, Emily Swallow signed my Hot Toys version of her.
I love the
nice.
laughing emoji too when you said
It's
it.
like a little giddy kid here.
You kid.
But I do agree with him. I'm definitely good with my armor. I don't feel the need to get this while it does look cool. It's not fancy enough to make me want to add her. So
the problem with this is she hasn't become like a pivotal character in the show to the point of where she's a must get to upgrade. You know what I mean? She's not there. When we wanted her, she was just cool looking. She had that one cool scene in the finale fighting the troopers. But I mean, she hasn't done much. She really hasn't done much to warrant the 2.0.
Well, and we all thought like we would find out who she was in season 3, and she did have a little bit more of a part, and we didn't know like is she the bad guy, is she the spy,
right? Exactly.
What's her point? And we never got the payoff either. So it's almost like kind of a kick in the nuts too when you're just like you had all these high aspirations, and maybe it's our fault for having that, but to not get any idea. And are they for sure even doing a season 4? I don't know.
Oh, they will.
So maybe they're just stretching it out, but I think we all thought, she would definitely play a bigger part, and really all she did was kind of lead us on a little bit.
Pretty much.
Good point. Also, that mouse droid comes with the IG accessory pack too. So yeah,
It's
you
true.
can get it with that now. Wayne says, "I love R5, but the clean version looks a little cheap." No, that's a great point too. Maybe that's just bad lighting. No, I mean droids. You do like your droids to be a little dirtied up, look a little bit more weathered, so that they just have that realism. So that's a really good point. I would always prefer the weathered or the battle damage to a clean version. How about you boys? You like the clean version? You like battle damage when it's Iron Man, Terminator, whatever else?
It depends on the figure. If it's Iron Man, I like the clean version.
Okay.
Especially if I only have one. If I only have one figure, if I only have one Iron Man, I want the clean version. Now, if I get multiples, then yeah, dirty it up a little bit. Let's get that battle damage. For the droids, I'm gonna go with the a little dirty. It's a little different to me,
A little dirty.
So, a little
Dirty it up.
Thank you.
Like,
Yeah, same here. I mean, the only exception is R2D2. I've got the clean version and the one from the Clone Wars. I keep calling it Clone Wars Episode 2 version of it there, and I enjoy both of them there. But for me, like for R2, I prefer clean. But
Okay.
for this one here, I'm with the panel here. I think dirty, weathered, whatever you want to call it, that's the way to go for that one.
anything else you guys want to touch upon in this lineup here?
This will all be discounted.
Right here. DLO speaking it into existence. He's manifesting. This is interesting, and we kind of touched upon it. Let's change gears here to Marvel. I like this. We were talking about it when TVA Loki was released, guys, that the head sculpt looks banger. And this is not the TVA head sculpt. This is obviously going to be the president. But I like the TVA better, but I still think this is a really good head sculpt. And I think with the actual traditional Loki suit, this interests me. I don't know if I'll get it or not. Maybe I'll still go with TVA if I can find it, but I like it. And Hot Toys is smart. You talked about this, DLO. They pay attention. They know what's going on. And how smart and kind of dickish, maybe, depending on how you want to look at it. Like, right when these figures release, you then announce what people are doing, where they're grabbing the head sculpt and putting it with, their Loki, their endgame Loki, which RIP, that thing is probably just going to be sitting now forever. But you just swap the head, you put it on that body, add a throne, and boo bam, Bob's your uncle. We got another figure coming out. Great marketing, great idea. I like it. It looks cool. Probably going to be around the $425 range if it comes out, which I think this will, because why not? Why wouldn't this come out, right? I mean, you have everything right here. You just made it. Just switch some parts and come out with the throne. So, Brick, what do you think of this? I know you're a big Marvel fan. I know you're not the biggest Loki fan, but
I think
you got to add a Loki eventually, right?
Maybe. There's just so much more that I want that Loki is not like a key figure to me. I think it looks really good, though. I think, overall the throne looks awesome. The figure itself looks amazing. If I was a Loki fan, this would be the one I got for sure. But yeah. You guys good?
No, I'm fine. I'm just
We're good, man.
we're good. DLO, you're getting this. I know it.
I'm not getting this. Actually not. No way. I have Endgame. Okay. I had no intention of getting TVA or President Loki, but I really admire those head sculpts. For me, as a collector, it would be better for me to go ahead and find a loose head sculpt and put this on, as opposed to repurchasing the same figure. So, I mean, I technically have 50% of this potential figure here. So why am I going to go out and do that?
Yeah.
And the fact
It makes
is, like,
sense for me. I don't have a Loki, so it makes sense.
for the rare occasion where someone doesn't have a Loki in there. I mean, there's a bunch of options out there, and this is just another great stellar one to do. But yeah, I already bit the bullet on the Endgame one. I'm not going to go out there and sell it for $30 to get this thing here. I'm going to keep it.
Sure.
And like I said, it'd probably be more in my favor just to go ahead and buy a loose head sculpt on eBay and putting that on to complete the look, which I intended to once we kind of played around with the photos from the person on Instagram who did the swap already. But this right here, very cool. I love the throne. It's super iconic. This would be great if you have like a Hela as well too. That would be beautiful for that as well. Or maybe possibly even Odin. If you have that figure, that would be sick to have him on the throne there and have everybody flanked around them. So there's potential for this here. The only thing that sucks is I just know if this does go into production, this is going to cannibalize like every Loki that's on the market because everybody's going to want to get this.
I believe TVA and President are already waitlisted on
That is
Sideshow.
true.
So that's why I think this kills the endgame Loki. It just
for sure.
But
puts it out. It's misery.
So I could see myself wanting this, but all of a sudden, endgame Loki's 30% off. Then who knows? Then we'll see. All bets are kind of off, but it's such a great head sculpt, and I do prefer the TVA more to this because I like the neutral look. But this screams Loki though, this head sculpt, because it's that menacing smile, the laugh. So it's almost fitting, that they did this. I'm a little scared of putting a throne in my collection because I'm very OCD. Like all my figures are standing, and I like to do the pyramid scheme where it kind of starts, tall and goes lower instead of like tall and then go in. So like I have the throne for the Emperor, and I try to use it every so often, but it just like it messes up the flow. If you guys know what I mean.
I love it, man. I
love it too
all the time.
I want to use it, but I don't
mine's
know.
right there, and I got the Royal Guards flanking him. I got Luke.
And that's why I didn't get the Boba Fett throne either, because I was just like,
I have that one too. I love that one too. I guess I like thrones. I don't know.
I do, but I don't know how. Like my OCD gets the best of me in the display, if you know what I mean. Like it's all the same. They're all standing, and if somebody's sitting, like I got the Iron Man, so I don't know. It's just kind of one of those weird things, I guess, that I'm gonna have to work.
I feel like it ties it all together.
This looks cool.
You put it in the center somewhere. I think that would look awesome.
That looks really cool. Man,
I'd be fine if you didn't get anything else. I mean, obviously, maybe a couple pair of hands, but like the throne, and that's pretty much it. So you don't need much more here.
Yeah, it's gorgeous. I'll give it that.
So, boys, is this coming, or is this just a tease?
I think it comes.
I think this is a segment here.
Yeah, right. There you go. Write it down. Next episode. But I think it does. I think it comes out. Like, I mean, as far as like I said earlier in the stream, like the head sculpt is already there. The body's already there. The throne, it's not going to take them a lot to do. And they can get more money out of what they already put into it. That's the Hot Toys slogan practically. So I think it gets announced.
Yeah, it makes too much sense, and it's too easy for them to do. Yeah. So I'm definitely with you there.
Yeah, it's coming, but it's not coming here. As cool as it is, I just
do you see like how far on the back burner is a Loki? Like just because you said he's kind of like your least favorite character in Marvel or villain.
Say I got about 10 to 20 figures I need to buy before Loki.
I mean that
includes everything like DC, Marvel, Star Wars.
No, I'm there too.
And I don't dislike Loki. It's just, there's a lot of other characters I like out there.
Did you watch his series?
I started to, and it was boring to me. And everyone says it starts off really slow. I just haven't given it a second shot. So if I do that,
I like that. And I think I definitely appreciated the character more after watching that because I was with you. I thought this was like the most boring, and I just wasn't a fan of him. But then when I watched that, I definitely started to become more of like a fan of Loki. Not huge, but I think still a good villain to add to the Marvel because really all we have is Thanos. So yeah, we don't really. I mean, you could obviously there's Ultron, but I was too late to the game. I don't really want to go backwards to get that. And I've heard it's really not the best figure anyway. So it is what it is. But yeah, this is in my opinion definitely coming. It makes way too much sense for Hot Toys to do this. So
right.
Okay, yeah, we gotta go to this. I mean, we can't not have the stream. Let's stick with Marvel here. And they gave us the Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 line, which was very exciting, but maybe a little bit of a letdown. We saw Drax, we saw Mantis. I don't know. Let's jump in, guys. What do you guys think of this? Let me see if okay. Let's just start with Drax. Let's just get the elephant out of the room. We're going to Drax here. What do you guys in the chat think? Do you think this looks like Drax? Do you think it's not much better than the first rendition of Drax that we got? I'm not sure. I'm in the middle. I think it looks better.
Slightly.
But I still don't think it's there. And again, it's not been announced yet, so who knows? They got plenty of time to work on this, so we're not going to freak out. But, they show us this stuff, so they obviously want us to look at it, talk about it, and think about it. So that's what we're doing right here. DLO, I know you have a lot to say about this, so I got to start with you. Happy, unsatisfied? What's your stance on this as we see it today?
I'm devastated. I'm devastated. I'm not gonna mince words here. I'm so hurt personally. Like,
they've had all these years
to
work on it. And this is what we got.
Here's the thing about that. Part of it is that's part of the reason there, Graham. But like, here's the thing. Like, they showed a Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 version of Drax many moons ago at a con in San Diego, and he had the blue pants look and all that stuff. That same body that you saw in the first version of the figure there, but they had a new head sculpt, and it was awesome looking. It's Drax screaming while he's holding his blades up, kind of like his fighting stance he does in every single movie. And when I saw it, I was like, man, I can't wait for that figure to come out. And like a dummy, I sold my Volume 1 because I thought, oh, for sure they're going to make this one. Look at this. Here. Yeah. And I still don't have a Drax in my collection yet. And Volume 1 is like ridiculously expensive. So I was like, okay, all right, Volume 3, they're definitely going to complete the team. And it looks like they're going to. And this looks like the original one, but with better paint apps. So I'm kind of wondering if we already seen they have a head sculpt that's far superior to this. Why aren't they using that one? Why is this one being shown right now? Are they still working on rights for Dave Bautista? I mean, there's so many questions I have about this here. So this is going to be one of those things where, like, if this is going to be the final product, I'm going to buy it begrudgingly, not because I love it, but because I need it at this point. Like, I really need. This is it. There's no more Draxes going to be made after this, unless Hot Toys in their infinite wisdom decides, yeah, we're going to make that Volume 2 one. Thanks for giving us. That's for reminding us, DLO. Yeah. Go sell this one now for $10. But I'm all that aside here. I don't want to be overly negative. That's just my personal opinion.
Sure.
I really wish they knocked it out the park here. I think it's exciting that they're going to finally complete the team. I'm a little surprised by Gamora's omission from this reveal as well. But, I'll take what I can get. I get it. I mean, I'm sure they're trying to give us as much, but not overly saturate the market as well, too. So, I mean, I'll give them a break on that there. But Mantis, Drax,
not great.
Not great. I mean, Rocket, they nailed it. They killed it.
The good news for Mantis is, though, her prototype looks decent.
It does.
It's
newer
figures,
too,
so.
And it's newer. So I mean, it's gonna look good. But so far, I think the Star-Lord, Groot, and Rocket Raccoon have probably been the standouts so far. The announcements.
Yeah, I mean, with the first Drax, I think from the profile, I could see Dave Bautista, but head on, I couldn't see it. I can see it a little bit better here, and I don't think it's awful, but I don't know. I just thought, like, with what we got with Anakin, with that rooted hair Anakin, I would have thought they would have. And again, this is just the figure on display. There's no Photoshop photos or anything like that. But I would have thought it would have just blown me away, because this is, again, like you said, this is the last one we're getting. And it just looks soft. I do see him. I know some of you in the chat say you're not, but
yeah, I see him, but it looks about 5 years old. It doesn't look like a new head sculpt. But,
I mean, could they have gotten lazy with it? And again, it was super early, so we're just speculating. Could they have gotten lazy where, the body was the big problem on the other one, and now they're like, well, we got the suit, so we don't have to really do much here. Yeah. And then we get the same head sculpt or one that's not the best. I don't know. We'll see. It's early. It could change. But Brick, do you see Drax here? Do you see Dave Bautista?
Yeah, I mean, I see him a little bit. It's not the head sculpt that I wanted. I think DLO was kind of talking about that scene where he's like going into battle. He does that every time. That's the head sculpt I wanted, and then I think about it and it's like, well, maybe they're doing something where everyone kind of looks the same, where, Mantis has like that serious look. You have Star-Lord a little bit more serious, but a little quirky. But then you see Rocket, and Rocket's got his mouth open. He's going into battle, so why couldn't they do this with Drax? So,
Right.
I mean, if you dig deep though, and you look at the whole lineup outside of Star-Lord, everybody's head sculpts are reuses.
Right.
I mean, Nebula's is a reuse. Obviously Mantis, which is so recent. I mean, it's totally okay to do it for her.
Sure.
But now Drax's head sculpt, this is over 10 years old at this point, practically. So I mean, that's not holding up at all in these pictures here. The only one that is new is Star-Lord himself, Chris Pratt. So is it one of those things where, like, in order to make the whole team thing work for them, they had to reuse a lot of this stuff here? Because it seems like that's kind of where we're going. I mean, Nebula's is fantastic because there's so much going on with her figure.
Yep.
But Rocket's head sculpt is the same one I think they've used since the first one as well too. Kind of like the
Just
green
repaints.
Yeah, just repaints there. So it's interesting.
I'm going deep, and it might sound a little stupid for asking this, but you brought up the rights for David Bautista. Do you guys think it has something to do with now that Guardians is kind of done right now? They don't necessarily have the rights to that except for Star-Lord, since there's talks about a Star-Lord movie, and it's only going to be Star-Lord, and that's why they're able to make a new head sculpt and all that stuff? Or do you think I'm just losing my mind and don't know what the hell I'm talking about?
I mean, that's a lot to answer. I'll just go with the first part there. I just think it's I'm just teasing you. I'm just,
you know what I mean? Though, like, maybe that's why they kept the same head sculpt.
Actors are funny people, Brick. They're funny people. Sometimes they're like, "Hey, no problem," and then sometimes they're like, "Hey, no, you can use my stunt double later. I'm out." So
the actors have a say, not necessarily Disney.
Yeah, it's all likeness rights there. I mean, you don't sign it away there at all. You still own. You have ownership of your likeness there, depending on your contract you sign with the company. Sure. But 9 out of 10 times, your agent will probably put that in there just because they know it's lucrative to have your likenesses in on, action figures and toys and stuff like this nature. So, you want to get a cut of that. It's your face. So, I think Dave is a serious actor and he wants to be taken that way. So, I feel like he's probably it's probably in a position now where he prefers to get a little bit extra money, and he's probably not getting it from Hot Toys. So they're going back to the well if they can.
Well, and Groot's the body big enough right here, so is the body big enough?
Is he big? Is he bulky enough too? I know the first one he was he was muscular, but he was slim. The body was small, and here you can kind of see him compared to everybody else. Is he bulky enough? Is he big enough? Because that was. Just
looks like a mini pillow, like I could squeeze him, is what it looks like from here.
I hate to say it, but the first one too. He's kind of boring. Like the first one, he came with the knives, and that was kind of it. And like here,
the
Mantis is cool.
The second look, it was pretty decent for what it was.
Nebula comes with all this stuff. Even Star-Lord comes with all this stuff. Groot is totally different. Mantis is a new figure. I don't know. Drax he's cool, but he doesn't wow me. Like, there's not a lot there to... I don't know. We need a Drax, and I'm going to get him, but... I guess I'm not just overly excited from seeing the figure.
I'm personally a little bummed because I've recently scooped up Star-Lord from Volume 2, the Deluxe with the trench coat. I've got Yondu. I got Nebula. Everybody looks like Volume 2, which is, in my opinion, probably the best Guardians movie. I know some people would say 1 or 3. I'm a sucker for 2. I think it's just a great story.
They're all great.
But plus I love the individuality they used to have. The uniform look is good. It looks great. Don't get me wrong. But I always liked the fact that like Star-Lord had his own kind of style to him, and so did Nebula being the warrior. And I love the individuality of the group back then. So I have all of them, and obviously Mantis on the way. But Drax is going to look weird because he's wearing his Part 3 suit there. So I was I'm kind of bummed out, but at the same time, I'll take what I can get because I just want him to be represented because he's a favorite of mine. And on top of that, I used to watch him when he was a wrestler too, so I got a soft spot for him.
Sure. I think I'm most excited for Nebula and Star-Lord in this lineup here. I think Mantis, I'm excited for, but I'm getting the the actual like Guardians. Well, it's the holiday, but you know, Guardians 2 version. So
Sure.
I'm most excited for Star-Lord and Groot. You put them back to back, just get those two. You got the whole scene.
that'd be cool.
That's it.
That would be cool. Anybody excited for Cosmo?
Yeah.
Actually, I am too.
I wish he didn't have a power pose, but you know, I'm excited for him. But what are you going to do? It's a
Drax,
dog.
so I didn't have to get Raccoon.
Right.
Yeah. Let me look through. Just check this out. So here's Mantis. So I know you kind of touched upon this, DLO, but what do are you happy with the suits? Are they too clean? Would you like battle damage better, or just a little bit more weathering? Are you good with it?
Definitely, they need more weathering. I mean, those suits throughout the entire movie were beating up pretty good. They weren't exactly like, you know, taking them to the dry cleaners between fight scenes. So I'm a little surprised that they're that clean. But I mean, as far as the fitting, how they kind of hug to each character a little bit differently. I mean, essentially they're all wearing the same suit. But if you look at Star-Lord on his build, and then you compare him to Drax on the left of him there, I mean, they look totally different. So to your point about Drax's size, I like his size for this one. I think he looks bulky enough. I think the padding is doing him some justice there. And then I like the fact that, like, if you look at Mantis has a lot more of a slimmer figure, which makes sense. The suit hugs a little bit tighter there. So overall, I think they look really good. And if I was in a position where I didn't have what I have and I didn't want to get rid of those, all of these would come home. And it's just perfect because I can literally have a complete lineup of the team and not have to go backwards at all.
Right.
Yeah.
Rob, you are into Marvel. Is this something that this line part? I know you just said you're excited for Star-Lord and Groot, but are you partially getting this line? Are you gonna sit back and see what's, you know, when that time comes? Are you all in?
Yeah.
What's your plan with
I'm
this?
I'm not all in with all of them, but I do have Star-Lord pre-ordered. Definitely getting him. Considering getting Groot, and kind of go from there. I like Rocket because, you know, the whole third movie, Rocket is like in that movie. So then you want
and that's
him.
why I'm excited for Nebula. I feel like her arc
was going to say
one of the best as well.
I think, like you guys, my least two would be Mantis and Drax, but if I had to choose, it would, I mean, Star-Lord, Groot, Rocket, Nebula, and then the other two.
Gotcha. Let me just check in with the chat here. It looks better, but not completely look like Dave. I agree. Yeah. It does look better to me, but yeah, maybe a little bit more work. We'll see. Last Drax figure ever, no? I think, yeah, last one.
Ever, though?
Especially for how hard it is to either whatever is the difficulty with Dave Bautista, whether it's his likeness, you know, I think it's always been difficult to get a Drax. So when and if we get this, yeah, it'll be the last one.
Crazy.
Texas Finest thinks they're using the same head sculpt. I don't know. It's tough to say.
I think it is. I think it's just refresh paint apps. It looks the same to me. That's why I was saying, like, I'm disappointed because I know there's another one out there that exists.
But I wouldn't look too far into that. Like, I wouldn't be too down about that because, like I said, this thing hasn't even been announced yet. So maybe they just want to get this shown.
It could be a placeholder. I mean, you got a point. It could be a placeholder for something else.
Because even the teaser image of the whole group before we got any of them, they were all the reused head sculpts, which some of them are. But yeah, I think I'm gonna hold on to its placeholder. So
okay.
Payton says Adam Warlock is rumored for Summer Showcase. I did hear that as well.
I did, yeah.
I don't think that would be one I'd be interested in. As big of a fan as I am of the Guardians, I just it's going to be hard enough for me to collect this line. I mean, you're going to have 6 figures coming out in the same 6-month span. Maybe not. Maybe because Mantis technically isn't out yet, and Drax isn't technically yet, you know, really announced yet. But the 4 are already in the same time period where they're going to be coming on. That's going to be tough. Plus, it's in line with the Flash. It's going to be a nightmare at the end of 2024. So, you know, we're just gonna have to see how this goes.
There's still more to come.
Right. Yeah, and that's just those two lines. So that's crazy. Let's see here. We got Christian Cooper in the house. What is going on? Said that Cad Bane looks amazing. Yeah. We will definitely have our Cad Banes coming in soon. So really excited for that. We were both able to find him for a good deal where we're not going to be getting bent over by that wait list, price tag. So, congratulations! He just ordered his Moon Knight figure.
Oh, nice!
I just got
Good
him before he went
timing.
wait list.
Good
Yeah.
Very
timing.
good, very good. Welcome to the show. We've been talking about
Such
a
a
lot
nice
of
figure.
heat here. Lots of stuff going on. We talked about Anakin. Do we want to bring this up quickly? I think it was just recently that this Loki was released.
Mm-hmm.
Looks really good. I have zero interest in it. I barely have enough interest in Loki himself, let alone getting a variant. So, but man, this head sculpt looks great. It looks super, super realistic. So this is definitely, as a figure, I can appreciate it, and I know a lot of people are
I
going to
love
want this
that.
Gator Loki. A lot of people are going to want that. So I do think this one will sell because the accessories are actually they're going to be good. But yeah, man, Hot Toys just knocks it out of the park when it comes to the elderly and getting that getting that down pat.
They're definitely pro elderly for sure. They definitely put in their all for those there. It's beautiful. It's absolutely a stunner. It's one of those things where it goes in that checklist there. Like I like it. I like it a lot, but I don't have to have it though. Unfortunately for me, I'm not that attached to Loki to have multiple ones, but I can definitely see that this appeals to audience members who are comic lovers. It definitely has that classic look of Loki from the comics era. And I think anybody who gets it is going to be very lucky to have it in their collection. But for me, with everything that's going on, I think I'm going to have to pass on this for me. But again, if space wasn't an issue or anything like that, I would 1,000% love to have this in my collection just because it looks that darn good. But collectors are going to be happy when they get theirs in hand. Good for them.
This is a cool setup too. Like if you are really into Loki and you got like everything kind of together here, it looks cool. You have all the variants and whatnot. So I could definitely see, I could definitely get behind something like this. Just not for me personally, but something about this TVA Loki just still kind of reaches out to me. And I know Rob, the shop near us still has that one for sale, but
oh yeah,
that's tough. I don't know. Just don't know if I can do it.
That
But
was,
yeah,
that was free the other day.
I know.
That's a
It
great
spoke to
photo.
me a little bit.
That's a cool photo. Yeah,
It really is a good head sculpt.
I kind of like President Loki over TVA Loki though. Like if I had to choose one person, I like that one more. I just like
Well,
the
and
head
TVA
sculpt.
doesn't come with the crown or the horns, does it?
TVA does not. I mean, it's straight up just
So if you
security
get the
guard out
President Loki, you kind of get a little bit more of a slight traditional look where you can kind of put the horns on.
there. Somewhat, yeah.
What else? There's one more thing I want to talk about. Am I missing anything from the Sideshow Con that you guys want to talk about? We did Star Wars, we did Loki, we did Marvel Guardians, we talked about this guy. Obviously they're doing the 1-to-1 child in the pram. I don't know if there's really
there's
anything
one other thing I
else.
want to talk about. So, who is going to get the Mark IV holographic Iron Man that Sideshow is giving for free if you get the $80 purchase?
Let us know in the
anyone getting it in
comments.
the comments? Yeah.
Who will take that for free? That was very.
I mean,
interesting.
I can see people like, oh, I got to spend $330. No, it's okay.
Too rich for my blood. That
Right?
pass, dog. Yeah. I don't know.
This is
Oh,
the
the
other
Prey.
thing I want to
Prey,
talk about. Yep.
yes.
I just
The
want to make
Prey.
sure I'm not missing anything.
League of
here.
Legends.
Babies.
Huh.
How many? I
Oh.
just want to ask, how many of these are you getting, D-Lo?
Brick shared a very interesting collecting hack on Evil Sneaker stream the other day. Shout out to Evil Sneaker. Thank you so much for being in the chat, keeping everything running smoothly there. I don't know. I mean, it depends on what I get back for my my dosage, I guess. I don't know. that was a very interesting conversation you had. I was quite amused by that one there. But that was a great one. If you guys haven't seen it yet, definitely I'm not gonna spoil it. I'm not gonna go into any more. It's an inside joke at this point, but you guys have to check it out. Go on Evil Sneakers channel and see the one-on-one interview he did with Brick, the Brick Artemis here, the one and only. Who possibly might be changed his name, but great story, great conversation, and definitely there's a funny anecdote about this in there, so go check it out. But it's beautiful, it's absolutely stunning. This is the moment I realized I was not ready to army build. This was the moment in my when you're like, yeah, I know I have all these clones, but I'm not getting any more. I think I see the writing on the wall here. It's beautiful. I love it. I'm a sucker for vehicle. The fact that you get an exclusive figure to go with it here just makes this all the more appealing. Kind of bummed that they don't sell it separately, but if you're trying to push units, you got to give a seller a buyer to buy something, I guess. But
true.
If I can get anything for what I was alluding to, guys, definitely check out. It's so funny. But, I would probably pick up one just if the price is right.
Sounds good. Brick, you out?
Oh yeah, I'm out.
Oh yeah,
very very cool, but I'm out.
But Brick, you have to be in on this.
Oh yeah,
because this is important. And when I saw this, I was shocked. I'm not gonna lie, shocked, because they haven't done anything Predator or Terminator in a long time. And this movie came out, it's got to be over a year ago on Hulu.
Mm-hmm.
I wish that this would, come to like iTunes or something so I could buy it. But Prey, this is like the newest Predator movie. It was like a reboot. It was in Native American times, and I thought it was really good. I enjoyed the movie. Is it perfect? No, but it's a good, fun movie to watch. And I don't know what they're gonna do with this, but I want to support it. I wanna like it. I want to get it. I got a couple Predator figures. I would love more, but I was late to the game. So this excites me. I like the movie. The Predator wasn't like my favorite style of Predator out there, but I still think it was good. It would still be a figure I'd like to get. I want to get your guys' take if you think we'd get more than just the Predator figure, maybe the Native American girl. I don't think anybody else would be coming. I think it would really just be those two, but let me know what you guys think about that. But thoughts? Anybody?
Yeah.
Brick, I know I don't think you've seen the movie yet because you don't have Hulu.
Damn.
No, I have not seen the
only you
movie,
had
but
it.
I might have to check it out. I've been saying that for a while now, but I think it only comes with a Predator. I don't think it comes with anything else, but I mean, we haven't gotten much of anything else in the other lines of Predator, so just my thoughts. But yeah,
no, I think you're onto something, because I think it's tough to, if we look in recent times, geez, there's a bug flying at me here. Like John Wick, typically you get the John Wick and that's it. Pennywise, you get the Pennywise and that's it. You get, whatever else has come out recently. It's pretty much, for these miscellaneous, franchises outside of like Back to the Future, it's pretty much, one and done. But I could see them throwing in the chick here because she was kind of the star of the show, and I think she would look unique. I think she would stand out and whatnot. So, maybe with the face paint too, I think that would be a really cool look. But I would hope they give us one, if not two figures from this, because I'd be in. Again, I like to support these miscellaneous franchises. Obviously, if it's like a Pennywise where I like the movie, but I'm not looking to collect that, it's tough for me to get back behind it, because I know if we don't do this, we don't support these lines with our wallets, that they're not going to keep doing it. So long-winded story here. I'm in on this. I want it. I want to see more. I hope they do it. DLO, are you in? Are you out?
This is tough because I don't own a Predator. I don't own one yet. I've wanted one for years and years. Just because obviously I'm an Arnold Schwarzenegger fan, and obviously that started it all, right? The first one.
Yep.
So I saw this movie, loved it. The last two Predator movies, Predators was not a bad movie. It was actually really good. But the one that came out after it was the Predator, whatever it's called.
Dog poop.
Terrible. Yep, it was terrible. So this one was really nice. It was a change of pace. It was a different atmosphere. But I'm with Brick though. I don't think the the girl gets made. I just don't think there's any money in it for Hot Toys to go that route. Quite frankly, it would just be quite honestly a waste of resources because no one would buy that one except diehards.
True.
But if this Predator, because I honestly, if I'm gonna get one to have one in my collection, I would want more of a classic look.
I agree.
Than the one we got there. But this one was no slouch. It was really cool. I loved kind of the style of it there. I would say, like, if this leads to reissues or better yet 2.0s of other Predators, maybe, and again, this is me wishful thinking, it probably won't happen, but 2.0s Arnold, maybe getting, what's the captain's name? What was the other guy's name? Billy? Remember Billy? They made his figure as well, too, from the first movie. They made Billy there.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that team there, that would be sick. I would love if we can get back to Predator 1. Get team, get Jesse Ventura, get Arnold, Carl Weathers,
Dylan.
and then have a classic. Yeah, Dylan. Yeah. But that would be sick. But again, that's just me kind of fantasizing about what they could do and not thinking about what they're announcing here. This one's going to be very niche. It's going to be a one-off. There's not going to be the hero is not going to be made. I think it's just going to be the Predator himself. But I don't know. I think this is one of those ones where they test the water, see if people like it, if people gravitate towards it and support it. I can really see them going back to oh, man, I got to fly in my house too. But, yeah, it's interesting there. It's a great movie. Very excited to see what it looks like there. Right now, I don't know if I'm going to get this one there. Because, like I said, if I was going to get one, it'd be classic. But that's just me.
Right.
But I guess we're going to have to come back to this again and ask me one more time once we see an actual figure. And I'll tell you if this is something I want.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely not like a must-have for me. I'd like to support it if possible. But, again, this is going to be something like a big fan of the older Predator movies. And I do have representation from pretty much the first and second movies. So I'm gonna have to see what else is coming out around that time before I kind of make a decision on this. But it says keep an eye on the highly evolved creature and make sure to creep very slowly. Thrilling collection from Prey 2022 is coming at any time to haunt your display. So here it says, keep it on, because Andreas is saying read the tagline figure, but it's saying keep an eye out for the creature, which, I would think, but then thrilling collection from Prey. So who knows? I mean, I don't know. Could go either way here. But, Hot Toys 1/6 scale collectible coming soon. So we'll see. Keep an eye out for that. Should be interesting. Boys, I think that's pretty much it for tonight. We had a great show.
Boy.
This was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Always.
A lot of stuff, a lot of digging through potential stuff, a lot of future stuff we hope gets made. We talked about how to take care of your hair for your 1/6 dolls. That was a big one there.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. You guys, you really did a good job keeping the chat alive. Thank you guys for all being here. I want to end though with the fixated figure time. I want to talk about a figure that you guys have incoming, a figure you're just focused on, a figure you already have. What's on your mind right now? Brick, I want to start with you. What's the fixated figure at this time?
Man, I want to say Darth Vader, but I feel like I've been talking about that the last few days. So, but I guess that's what fixated is all about. So I'll go with Darth Vader right here. Really wanting me to get more into Star Wars. Really messing with my head. So
amazing what one short video will do. Gets you a figure.
Yeah. Oh, and if you haven't seen that short video, go ahead and go to my channel and check it out. I broke into Jedi's house to check out his collection and stole his figure. So sort of. But yeah, definitely Darth Vader. But and two, I'm really excited for this Spider-Man. From Spider-Man 2, Peter Parker. So that one's gonna be cool.
So Evil Sneakers obviously local to us here in Wisconsin. Yes. So I have a feeling too. Once you eventually go check out his collection, you're going to be balls deep in Star Wars, and you just won't turn around. So. Balls deep.
Balls deep.
DLO,
Yes.
I have a guess, but I want to hear it from the horse's mouth here. What's the figure that you're fixated on here?
Thank you for calling me a horse. Two. There's two. One here, one here, one that's incoming. So the one that is here, Cyborg, guys. Cyborg. Oh my gosh. Like the relief I have to finally complete my Justice League lineup feels so darn good. I mean, it's been 7 years of between pre-order to releases because they were delayed so many times, and then hell, we even got a second version of the same movie just to finally get them all. Insane. So thrilled to have him, and he's got so much presence there. He is really he's probably going to be an underrated figure. I think people are going to get he's going to get caught up in all the traffic that's out there of new figure releases there. But you're a DC guy, that Cyborg is definitely an awesome figure with a lot of presence there. So that's definitely one that I'm fixated on right now. And for my second one, wow, your boy DLO got himself a Cad Bane.
Let's go. Woo-hoo-hoo.
Feeling good, feeling like a
go.
winner, feeling like $1 million there, feeling really grateful. Right place, right time, I guess you could say there. So I got that inbound. So I'm excited for when that comes in there. And just slowly cooking up some nice stuff in the collection. Every time I tell you guys I'm going to do a video tour, like something else comes in. I'm like,
Yeah.
Gotta wait now.
Or it's incoming.
wait.
You're like, well, no, I got to wait for that.
now I got to wait for that to come in because it would just throw off the whole video. I don't want to do that to the people interested in this stuff here. So, I mean, there's going to be a lot of now that I look, I've moved around so much stuff. I've got in a lot of new stuff in since the last one there. So, and then obviously I just mentioned you guys, I got the Batman and Robin yesterday from Sideshow's BOGO offers that they were doing yesterday there. So, I mean, it was a no-brainer. I wanted those figures. I'm a Batman fan, so I got to get them. So I got them at the right price, so I'm happy with that. So that's coming in as well soon. So, man, it's been a good couple weeks of collecting, and it's the collection room is looking real nice in these cases, and I'm excited to share everybody the new look of the collection room there. So stay tuned for that.
Yeah, we're all excited to see that. I know your last collection video did really good, and I know it's changed a lot since then. So definitely waiting with anticipation to see what is going on in the collector's lounge over there by DLO. I have two figures as well. I am picking up the Bespin Luke tomorrow, so I'll have that in hand. I've been wanting that for a while. I was hoping I could have waited longer to get that, but obviously, time was not on my side. So I'm going to be picking that up tomorrow. Really excited. I've always had my eye on that figure since it was announced, but then I also was able to secure a Cad Bane as well. So nice. I don't know when I'm going to be getting it, but I will be getting it. So that's the important part. So it could be a few weeks yet, which is fine because then I can save up for it a little bit and get some funds back going here. But those are the two that I'm really fixated on right now. Obviously I've been waiting for that Batman figure to drop, but I think that's going to be a bit yet. It was supposed to be, was it June to August or something like that? I think that's going to be coming out later this fall. Kind of like Justin said a few weeks ago on our stream. He would be surprised if it came out for Christmas. So I'm starting to think it's going to take a while too, just because InArt's delayed theirs. They want to perfect it. I think Hot Toys is going to really make sure that they get theirs 100% too before they, release it to everybody. So that one's been in the forefront of my mind, but these couple figures have really been taking my attention here recently. So yeah, really excited. Once we get those, if DLO and I somehow get them around the same time, we'll do another live unboxing. I don't know if that's going to happen. No, I think you're going to get yours a little bit before me. So we'll just have to kind of wait and see. But that was definitely a fun time. If we can all three hop on and do something together, I think that would be fun to share in. But coming up next week, we're going to have Denobi 2 on the show. So stay tuned for that.
Let's go.
I think that's going to be a really good show because I got a lot of topics that I want to pick his brain about regarding the hobby, the state of where it's at with the change in waitlisting and pre-ordering and stuff like that. So, you know, I think it's going to be a lot of good knowledge coming out of that show. So we're really excited for that. Hopefully you guys enjoyed, you know, the midway point of the week hanging out with us. Again, I'll have more info on these shirts coming up here in the next week or so as well. Always appreciate you guys supporting the channel. So much fun we're having right now. So it's been a blast. And thanks for watching. Until next time, stay safe out there, and we'll see you soon. Good night, guys.